Hi everyone, welcome back to Kembara Zoo. Today we're finally gonna build a new habitat for our zoo, and I also got a few great suggestions both for what animals we should do next, as well as some names for the habitats that we already have. We're gonna start with getting a water treatment facility down for our gharials because the water is just super dirty, and then we're also gonna get some signs up for our habitat with their name on them. So I think we're just gonna jump straight into a speed build fixing those things, and then we're just gonna check on our animals a bit before we finally get started on our next habitat. Okay, so we are definitely not being nice to our staff here, so I kind of just hid it away in the bushes here, and then the staff path is going through here. I don't think it should be a problem. I'm pretty sure the staff can walk through it, but yeah, I just think these facilities are so ugly. So we're gonna name the gharial habitat and we're gonna name the panda habitat. I'm gonna do that during the speed build, and then you'll see what we end up with. Okay, so here we have Croc Lake, which I thought was a really cute name. Kind of suits the vibe with this little lake here and the gharials, of course, so pretty self-explanatory. Then I wasn't entirely sure where to put the sign here with the Panda Oasis, but it has big letters and it's a bigger sign, so I just placed it on top here. And if you don't like that, if you have any other ideas of where I should put it or another way to integrate it, then feel free to let me know. But yeah, so this is the Panda Oasis and this is Croc Lake. So we're also gonna fix these lights here, and I won't do a speed build on it because I assume it would just be really boring to just watch me struggle with the lights here, but I got a comment that suggested I could make it a darker shade, and I really thought that was a great idea, so thank you so much to the person who suggested that, and here we go! I really think it helped a lot with making it a bit more soft and just natural looking, as well as it really seems to have helped the flickering we had before, so I'm really happy with this actually. Now that we've got that fixed, I think we should start with our habitat, and I think that's gonna be on this side here. But the problem is that I have a very clear idea of what I want to achieve, but I'm just not entirely sure if I'm able to do it and if it will look as good in the game as it does in my head. So the plan is at least to have this little circle habitat kind of with the Chinese pangolins, and then maybe if we're able to do it, we can also try adding another layer for the Komodo dragons. I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna work, so let's just check on our pandas. Are they doing okay? Still no babies here, I assume. Yeah, definitely not pregnant. That's a bummer. I feel like we've been waiting for these panda babies for such a long time now, and it's not happening. What I want to check though is, can we have one more female? Because if we can, then we have a higher chance of getting a baby. So let's see. Yeah, we can have up to 10. So then let's just see if we can get another panda in here. Let's get this one. That's a pretty decent price. I mean, oh, she's also super small and low immunity, but that's okay. Let's get that one and send her to our habitat here. So then we're just gonna get started on the Chinese pangolin habitat right over here. So just wish me luck with that one, okay? So for the speed build here, I just decided to start on this centerpiece decoration first, just so that we get some more details around the building and don't just end up with everything being super cramped. And I actually thought these bamboo pieces made a great sort of barrier for the planters we're placing down here. So I just used the backside of the flowers in the gardening section instead of the mulch here, because I just think the texture and color looks a lot better than the mulch pieces. I mean, you won't really be able to see the soil underneath all the flowers that we end up putting down here, but I did the same thing for the planters we made in the previous episode. So it's just a little tip if you feel like using something other than the mulch when you're making this sort of garden area. But yeah, then we're just making this little rock foundation to put some statues on later on, as well as adding the flowers here. And I wanted it to match the pink cherry blossoms that we have around here a bit, so we're going with purple and white here just so that everything fits with the theme. We're just adding the statues here and putting down some of these squared things with water in them. I don't really know what they're called, but I thought they would work nice for like a small fountain of some sort. So then we're gonna start with the habitat here, and like I said, I wanted the Chinese pangolins to have this circular habitat and then try to add a level for another habitat underneath. So the idea is to have a small area of land going around the circle and then a large water area to separate the habitat. But the problem is that I thought the Komodo dragons were deep divers, and turns out they're not. So I didn't realize this completely until I had actually finished the video, but I started to question it a bit throughout the video and just didn't really come to any conclusions. But I have checked it now, and while they definitely do swim, they don't deep dive. And the reason this is a problem is that I spent ages trying to make this underwater viewing area, like really struggling with the pathing system and the barriers just like forever. So I don't really want to undo all of that, which is why I think maybe we're gonna have to do the small clawed otters here instead. Or of course, if there are any other deep diving Asian animals, then please just let me know and I'll look into that. The point though is that we're not gonna be able to get the Komodo dragons in here sadly, and therefore we're also not adding any animals or finishing that second habitat today. But don't worry, we do get our Chinese pangolins and we do finish their habitat. So when I'm finally done with the underwater viewing area here, we can then get started on the pangolins habitat. And I didn't really know how much space they needed, so it's more than large enough at least. But yeah, we're just making a bamboo wall to separate the two habitats here. And also, if you're wondering how to make a perfectly circular path like I did for the habitat here, then be sure to check out my pathing tutorial later, where I show you step by step how to do that, as well as many other things to make the pathing system a bit easier. Then we obviously need a shelter for the pangolins as well, and I thought it would be cool to make a building in the center here that could work as both a viewing area and a shelter. And circular buildings are really easy to make because once you have one wall done, you just kind of duplicate it all the way around instead of having to place down every single piece separately, so that just makes the whole process go by a lot smoother. And of course we're still sticking with the Asian theme, so it kind of turns into this Asian sort of gazebo, and I'm actually quite happy with how it turns out. So once we get the top layer done, which is where the guests will be watching from, then we move on to the shelter part that's going to be underneath it. And I mainly just use some regular door pieces for this, as it kind of looks like there's just a bunch of windows going all around. And I really thought that added some nice details rather than if I were to just make a basic wall. So now that we've gotten all of that done, we just really have to connect our path to the building, as well as add some flooring and just finish up the building as a whole. And then we're just mainly gonna decorate the habitat and make it ready for the pangolins. So I think I'll just let you watch the rest of the build here with some music, and then I'll see you once we're ready to get our pangolins in. Okay, so this is what we have so far, and I just thought we should try to get our Chinese pangolins in the habitat just to see that everything's all right and there isn't any problems. Honestly, there could very well be way too many plants in this habitat. I've never had Chinese pangolins before, so I don't really know what they need, and I probably should have checked that first, but I didn't. So let's go to our animal trading center, search up Chinese pangolin. Are you kidding? We only have one option? That's so typical. Okay, well, we'll take that one. This is such a bad one. That's awful. Okay, well, let's just send him to the habitat and see if he's happy there or not. Like, obviously, it's not done. Like, the center here is, I'm pretty happy with that, but my idea was that we could have this sort of area around here for the Komodo dragons, so we're just gonna have to see how we're gonna go about that. I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna work or not, and obviously this looks absolutely horrible right now, but hopefully it will turn out pretty nicely once we're done. And I should probably... Wait, I'm gonna just fix this very quickly. I think that the Komodo dragons can deep dive and stuff, so we have this under viewing water area. I'm not entirely sure if they swim like that, so I'm gonna have to double check that, or else we're gonna have to put another animal in here. But yeah, so then we also have this this building here that I thought would work as a viewing area on the top here, and then we have a shelter for the pangolins down here. So hopefully that all works as it should. Here he comes with our sweet pangolins. Well, pangolin. Oh yeah, I also just sort of decorated this area here because I have a tendency to only focus on the habitats and the buildings and stuff, so everything just kind of gets cramped. So I'm trying to keep in mind that we need decorations as well. So maybe we'll add some seating areas and stuff around here. Let's see how our pangolin is doing. Oh, there he is. He's so cute. Wow. Oh, I've never seen them up close like this. You're adorable. I mean, they're kind of weird looking, but I think they're really cool. Okay, so let's check. Obviously, I have not added enrichment items because I always forget to do that. So we're gonna do that in the next video. What is this? Oh, that's a tree outside. Yeah, that's fine. The habitat is pretty okay. Not too many plants, or is it? 85%. Does that mean it's too much or too little? I'm not entirely sure about that. Let's see. Yeah, they don't like... I added these tiny mushrooms. I thought they looked really cool, so... but I don't know. Should we remove them or should we keep them? I don't know. Oh, you don't like that moss thing either. Okay, we can get rid of that. It's not... Wait, I'm just gonna see how the difference... Oh, but it adds such nice detail though. I don't think it's super important to have everything fit the animal's natural habitat. But if you think I should be more careful with that, then please let me know in the comments. Other than that, let's see, we have the terrain, everything's perfect. And I was worried it was gonna be too small for them actually, but they don't really need a lot of space. So we can also add, we can add up to 2 more, so we can have 3 in total. So it's really not gonna be a problem with the space. I also do think they swim. I hope they do, because I added this little lake here that's like supposed to look like it's coming from the outside here. But yeah, can we see if the guests are actually coming up here? We're obviously gonna add some fences and stuff like that around here, but they look like they're just gonna jump down into the habitat. We really need to get some fences in here. I think we're just gonna add some enrichment items, and then I'll see if I can get started on the Komodo dragon thing, or else we'll just have to do it next time. Like I said, I haven't really had Chinese pangolins before, so I think we need to get a research center down. Do we have that? No, we don't. So I'm gonna just get a research center, and then I think we're gonna start researching it so that we get all the items that we need for it. Let's get started on these enrichment items and food and stuff like that. my Goriel is expecting a baby suddenly, and that's not really good because we don't have room for any more. So I think we actually have to expand this area. But yeah, so I don't really think we have time to add an animal to the external habitat here right now. But yeah, the more I look at this area, I kind of think we should do the small clawed otter instead of the Komodo dragon, just because there's such a large water area. So please leave a comment letting me know what you think we should do with this area. I mean, you get a very vague idea of what I'm planning here, I guess. It's not super easy to imagine how it will turn out, but I think it's gonna be quite okay. Yeah, we also gotta fix the staff rooms and management buildings and stuff because I get so many alerts about that. But yeah, so I think we're gonna check one more time before we leave if we can get some more of the Chinese pangolins. Okay, so yeah, we have a few more, but was it a boy that we got earlier? Yeah, that's a boy. So the thing is, I kind of want 2 females and 1 boy. So that's a bit unfortunate because we only have boys here. This one is very fertile though. I mean, the other one had very low longevity, so I suppose it's gonna die soon. So we can just we can get 1 more male and then we'll get a female one in the next one, hopefully. Should we just see him get delivered as well? We should do that. I really love this habitat actually. Like these trees, I think they are one of the best trees in the game. They're just so colorful and pretty. Okay, I gotta fix this rock here. It's just kind of floating. Gonna put it down there. Are you excited to get a friend? Oh, he's so cute. Oh, here we go. Yay! Oh, he's so cute. Oh, hello. Okay, so I think that's gonna be the end of this episode. Please let me know what you think of the habitat and what we should do going forward. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. I post tutorials every Tuesday and gameplay every Friday. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!